It was Christmas morning at the North Pole, and while children everywhere were just waking to find presents under their trees, Santa and Mrs. Claus were finally getting a chance to celebrate their own special day. After all, the moment Santa returned home from his long sleigh ride, he tucked the reindeer into their cozy stall and tiptoed into the workshop, where the elves were waiting to greet him with laughter and cheer. Outside, fresh snow shimmered beneath an Arctic sunrise. Inside, the elves giggled and whispered, gathered around a neatly wrapped package. They had worked for weeks on this special present, and their eyes sparkled as they held it out to Santa and Mrs. Claus. "You do so much for everyone else," whispered one little elf, hugging Santa's coat. "So we wanted to do something for you, too." Santa's eyes went wide. "Ho, ho! What's all this?" he exclaimed. Mrs. Claus gave him a playful nudge. "Let's find out, dear." Gingerly, they tugged at the red ribbon and peeled back the wrapping to reveal a handmade scrapbook filled with drawings, photos, and heartfelt notes from the elves. Each page celebrated the joy they'd shared together all year long. Cocoa parties in the workshop, friendly snowball fights outside, and quiet evenings by the fire when everyone talked about their wishes for the world. Santa's rosy cheeks grew even rosier as he realized how much love was tucked between those pages. Mrs. Claus smiled so big that her eyes crinkled at the corners. "It's beautiful," she whispered. "Thank you." Outside, the winter wind whistled, and somewhere in the distance, the reindeer stomped happily in their stalls. Inside, the elves clapped and cheered. Although Santa had just spent the night delivering joy around the globe, now it was his turn to receive a little holiday magic. As they all gathered for a North Pole breakfast, steaming mugs of hot chocolate and sweet peppermint pancakes, Santa ran his fingers over the scrapbook's cover. "I suppose children do wonder if we have our own Christmas," he said. "Well, the truth is, we do, and it's made all the sweeter by the love we share." And that's how Santa and Mrs. Claus spent their Christmas morning, surrounded by the warmth of friendship and gratitude, celebrating in the coziest place on earth. After a night of bringing magic to every child's home, they found their own little bit of magic